I'm looking for the first speaker, which is Scott Larson.
Oh, yeah, he's right in front of you. There he is, waving his arms.
Come on up, Scott.
All right, Scott Larson, from the Chamber of Commerce and Industry.
Thank you very much. What an honor to be the first speaker here on behalf of this great celebration for the community today. Looking out here, what a fantastic facility this is. Wow, this is just great. And as I said, as we officially recognize and celebrate this decades-long process of upgrading our aquatic center here in the community, as the president of the Chamber of Commerce, this project is a great testament to that power of private and public participation. The name of the facility alone, Vandehey Waters, epitomizes that collaboration and what can be done when the private and public sectors work together for the betterment of the community. As the Chamber of Commerce, obviously, economic development is something critical for our purposes, and it's also a case of us being so proud of all the businesses and the business leaders that participated and supported this project, either from the construction process or to the funding of the project as well. And it's not only this project, but the business community's impact on other projects over the last several years has just been monumental in the remaking of the community and its assets. And with that, as a rebranding initiative, which started a couple years ago, both the Visitors Bureau and the Chamber of Commerce undertook, and we began using the tagline, Marshfield Made New. And this was meant to illustrate the many community changes that have been completed and those community changes that are yet to come. And I can't think of a better way to describe today's grand opening ceremony of Vandehey Waters than as another example of Marshfield made new. Fantastic. Thank you, everybody. Up next, our next speaker, I get to introduce our next speaker, is going to be Quentin Rosenditch from the Common Council. Quentin?
The Vandehey Waters ribbon cutting ceremony live here today.
Thank you, everybody.
On WDLB.
I wish I could take some credit because I've been an alderman for just over a year, but this project probably started more like 3 or 4, maybe even 20 years ago. I think everybody's had this dream of something like this. Just a little story. 2 days ago, brought my children here for the 2-hour kind of ribbon cutting of our own, and they loved it. I look forward to other kids coming here, families, people at a baseball tournament coming here, enjoying it for the day. I think the redevelopment of the south side is just amazing, and the utility building coming in shortly. So again, I appreciate everybody coming here, your support. Applause to Park and Rec. Justin, you've done a fantastic job. All right? And applause to you. And then next up is John White.
Good morning, everyone. Wow, this is fantastic. I grew up in Marshfield. I grew up on the south side of Marshfield. I grew up a pool rat on the south side of Marshfield. Long time ago. We saw a need for the pool in Marshfield. Anybody who went to HEFCO in the later years saw a need for a pool in Marshfield. So I thought, what can we do about this as a community, and more so as me personally? I went through a Leadership Marshfield course, happened to talk to then Mayor Chris Meyer about getting on the Parks, Recreation, and Forestry Committee, and was lucky enough a spot opened up within a year and jumped on that committee. So what did we do as a Parks, Recreation, and Forestry Committee to keep this project on the forefront? First, we put it in the city's comprehensive outdoor recreation plan, which really does define the priorities of the Parks and Recreation Department and the parks in general and the improvements that are needed. Once we did that, it was really easy going forward, right? No. We had an outgoing director of Parks and Recreation at Englehart who poured his heart and soul into parts of this project as well. And we were lucky enough to bring Justin Casperson in as a Parks Recreation director. And from that point forward, I think I might have bugged him once a month, because what happened to me is I would run into Chris Jockheck in the neighborhood, and anybody who's talked to Chris Jockheck in the neighborhood knows that's like a 45-minute conversation. And it was always about this right here, right here. So keeping it on the forefront was important, and we appreciate all the help that we've gotten along the way. I have a couple of quick thank yous. I'd like to thank the Parks, Recreation, Forestry Committee, Jane Yeager, Randy Krogman, L.A. Lutke, Chris Meyer, Ben Lee, and Quentin Rosendich. We'd like to thank all of the community members who not only gave financially, but gave, when they couldn't give financially, their input. It was very important to this project. Giving community input to those who can make a difference is important. Thank the businesses that supported us. We thank the Common Council. The Common Council supported us. We thank anybody who has served on committees that had anything to do with this, and trust me, there were a lot of them. Special thanks to Justin Casperson, the Director of Parks and Recreation, for driving this forward. And of course, thank you very much to the Vandehey family for seeing this through to the finish line. Thank you. Up next, we have Stacy Schultz. She's out here somewhere, the Executive Director of the Marshfield Area Community Foundation.
Oh, I got two speakers. Okay, two microphones. Hi, everybody. It's an exciting day. Surprise, surprise, I got my speech wet. So I've been frantically trying to dry it here. So if it rips, that's going to make for a short speech. All right. Well, on behalf of the Marshfield Area Community Foundation, I want to thank everyone for their tremendous support of this project. It has truly been a pleasure working with Parks and Recreation and the City of Marshfield. It's hard to believe that we started this campaign in 2019, and today we're standing here waiting to jump off the long-awaited return of the high dive. This project closes out the J.P. Adler Family Fund, a fund from Betty and Ann Adler, founders of the Marshfield Community Foundation. They wanted this fund to support bricks and mortar projects in our community. Other projects that this fund supported, to name just a few, include the STEM building at UWSP Marshfield, the Marshfield Community Athletic Facility, and the Marshfield Area Pet Shelter. While this $200,000 plus donation certainly made an impact, it was clearly not the only donation. My job gives me the opportunity to not only take in all the donations and pledge payments, but allows me to hear why people give. While I am still in awe of opening an envelope with a very large check inside, I'm more in awe of the story behind that check. Lost my spot. People who don't have to give, but feel the desire to remember or honor someone, or have a vision for what they want Marshfield to be like in the future. We all know that this aquatic center has been a long time coming, and I did hear some of those stories of how many years people have been working towards this day. I heard from some that now they have a carrot to get their grandkids to visit. I heard how this would help make Marshfield more appealing to new families moving here. I encourage you to take a look at the names dedicated to someone around the pool. There's a story there. Overwhelmingly, I heard stories of old Hefco. People shared their stories of biking to the pool, spending endless summer days here as a kid, and the stories of working at the pool as a lifeguard. So when I think of all the great stories that people had with the old pool, I can only imagine the memories that people will make here at Vandehey Waters. I encourage you to reach out to the foundation to perhaps buy a paver to mark a memory of the old pool, or to mark a new memory that you'll be making at the new aquatic center. Either way, I look forward to hearing your story. Thank you again, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your summer. I'd like to introduce Ben Lee, the co-chair of the fundraising committee.
All right, I know it's warm, so I'll keep this brief. I got asked to help out with this project about 4 or 5 years ago, and I pointed out to Justin that I'm born and raised here in Marshfield, and that I came to HEFCO all the time, and one of the things that made me the most proud was that my great-grandfather's name was on the list of people that had helped Mayor Hefko get this built. And I said there was so much pride as a child coming to the pool every day, and I would touch the name every time I went by it. So I look to all of us and I say there are a lot of names here. Just think of the impact we're going to have on this generation, next generation, and future generations. So I just want to say thank you to all of those who have helped make this a success. We know it's going to be a great improvement, a great thing for the city. I know everybody that I know is saying, when are we going to get this thing open? We're ready to go, ready to jump in. So I just want to say a very sincere thank you. Thank you for the impact that we've all made to everybody here in Marshfield. Thanks. All right, Cara and Bob.
All right, Cara and Bob McManus now from the fundraising
Thank you.
committee.
Being on the co-chair with Ben and Cara and the fundraising committee was really a lot of fun. And before I get into that, Kurt and to all of y'all at Bozen, phenomenal. Just a phenomenal, another great project you did. Congratulations and thank you. We had the honor, it's funny that John says that because anytime you spoke with Chris Jokic, the pool came up many times, multiple times. And I wish that he was still here to see this because he really was a catalyst to this. But Karnay and Ben, we had the honor of calling many of you asking for money. And we were always intrigued by how generous people were. Some could only give I can't give any money, but I sure support it and I can't wait to see it. And many folks gave money. And one in particular that I just want to highlight because there's a story behind every single donor is Jim and Diane Reigel. He's a local businessman, a very successful business, always invested in Marshfield because like many of us, he loved Marshfield, he loved his community. And Jim and Diane were committed. He's a very successful local businessman, also a veteran. He's at the American Legion and he worked there for decades. And over the last year or so, he would always ask when I would see him, how's the pool coming? How's the pool coming? And when Justin and I went out on that call to them, it was an immediate, yeah, we're going to do it. That's how much they loved Marshfield. And we got to witness that. So from the bottom of all of our hearts, thank you so much for those of you that saw the vision and were really to invest in the vision. As has been said earlier, this is going to affect people for generations to come, and it's all because of your very generous donations. Thank you very much.
So, what's so cool about this is I'm standing here getting refreshed by the water, so what a bonus for that. So, I just have to say what a beautiful bright spot in our city this has become, and so many people are talking about it, and Joe Dozel just gave me the drone video and it looks amazing, so we'll be sharing that. What an honor. But I have to talk about a gentleman who, although he was the head of this, did a lot of things that we just don't know the amount of hours and the dedication. And as I told him this morning, you didn't drink the Kool-Aid, you kept going, and we appreciate you so much. So without further ado, I would like to introduce, and I keep teasing him that I'm going to call him a different name. So, Justin Casperson, the Director of Parks and Recreation. Come on up here, Jay.
Very funny. All right, thank you. I just want to take this opportunity to thank all the contractors, the design team, the other people that were involved. I'd start with John and Annette Vandehey. Thank you. I was in John's office a while ago. We talked, and it didn't seem very promising. A few short months later, he called me back and said, hey, I think I can do something. I'm like, you got my ear. We talked with John's donation that really steamrolled things. We were able to do fundraising during a pandemic when many people weren't getting out. We raised $3.5 million out of a $7 million project, so that's a 50-50 partnership, which was our goal. I want to thank those individuals who were here from the beginning. And that's Blake Thiessen and Katie McDonald with Architecture and Planning. They're standing over there in the corner. Put your hands up, Blake and Katie. They're the ones who came up with the design of this facility as well as the whole site, as worked with all of our other site locations. We also got Patrick Egan from Iconica. Where are you, Patrick, up there? He's the architect of the building. He's a lot of the brains behind everything you see here. Where's Joe and Joe Dolzo and Ryan Merkel? Where are you guys? There's Ryan. Where's Joe? Over here. These guys were here every day. Ryan was here every day. He had actually a bed in one of the locker rooms, so thank you, Ryan, for spending so many hours here. Scott Scheibe, Nick Anderson, also from Bozen. Where are you guys? Put your hand up. I saw you guys here. Oh, back there. Those guys worked a lot behind the scenes of getting everything coordinated. And the many contractors, many local. The pool company is the company that helped actually build the pool. I don't know if anyone's here from the pool company. No. We had Doyne Excavating. Brad, and your dad is here. Where are you? Right there. Thank you, Doyne. Total Electric. I didn't see the other Brad. Is he here? Anyone from Total? Kevin? No. PGA Plumbing. Anyone from PGA Plumbing? Obviously, they had a huge role in the pool. Comfort Systems, who did the HVAC? No. Tri-County Concrete. I also want to thank the elected officials, the Common Council, the Parks Rec Forestry Committee, and all the individuals who trusted our team, trusted in me, that we could get this to the finish line. We have a design team that oversaw this project with the city. It's Tim Cassidy, Assistant City Engineer. Tim, where are you at? He's way in the back. Is your wife Kelly here? Oh, she snuck in, as well as Ben Steinbeck, Park Superintendent. The four of us kind of helped move this project along and get it to where it is today. Without further ado, because I know we're all hot and probably sweating, I'd ask the Vandehey family to come up and let's cut this ribbon.
All right, that was Justin Casperson, City Parks and Recreation Director.
Come up, John.
The Vandehey
all the Vandeheys come
family.
up, please.
On their way to the red ribbon. The big ribbon cutting scissors.
We'll pause for a minute so we can get a few photo ops.
Coming out. And the Vandehey family with a donation to get this aquatic center across the finish line. Scissors in hand. And the ribbon stretches in front of two white lifeguard stands or chairs with red umbrellas over the top of them in front of the zero depth gravity area. Scissors in hand, and there it goes.
Thank you, Vandehey family, and thank you everyone for coming. We have water and light refreshments at the concession stand. It's an open house, so feel free to walk around and check out the facility. You can go in the back rooms. It's pretty much free open house right now, so walk around and check it out. Other than that, we are done. Thank you. Oh, we officially open at 3 o'clock today.
That's right.
We'll see you guys at 3.
All right. Justin Casperson, City Parks and Recreation Director. Welcome to the community, Vandehey Waters. The newest member of the City of Marshfield.